We all know how important health care is, right? Well, especially if you're 65 or older. I'm at Iora Primary Care, where they specialize in treatments and programs just for folks 65 plus. This is Charlotte Gourlay. And Dr. Gourlay, what is it that you guys do here that's so unique?
Well, let me talk a little bit about it. Just to remind you, we are a practice, a primary care group that really takes care of patients 65 plus. And the whole model is made just for them because we can give them special attention they deserve, because as you age, you definitely have unique health concerns. And so how I like to break it up is into two aspects, is the physical piece of the practice and also the people who take care of them. So the physical space, when you walk into our office, our waiting room is more like a living room. We have bigger exam rooms, which allow for more space, more people like caregivers, walkers, scooters.
Okay.
We also have technology where we have big screens. Patients can watch what we're entering in their medical record and partake in that. We can also Skype in family members who can't be here for the visit, or caregivers who play an important part in their care. Patients who can't come to the office, we can also Skype if they're tech savvy as well.
Wow, that's brilliant. I love that idea. I really do. And it sounds like what you're trying to do is get folks to participate more in their own health care.
Yes. And one of the other ways we do that is by a team-based approach, where we have doctors, nurses, social workers, behavioral health specialists, so we can take care of their physical, emotional, and social needs. Part of that socialization is also we have a big group room where we can have educational classes, exercise classes. We can also do some social activities because we know social isolation is a very big part for our elderly patients. They don't sometimes have a lot of people they interact with outside of their home.
Right. This becomes their home away from home.
Yes, it does.
So with open enrollment happening right now, there are a lot of choices out there. What do? You educate yourself. This is Steve Stedman, and he is the Arizona Sales Director for Humana. And Steve, how do we go about that? Sometimes this process can be so overwhelming for seniors.
It can be very overwhelming, Terry. As I said before, my mom used to say, what do people do if their son doesn't work for Humana? Because there's a lot of choices out there. But again, it's that time of year. The annual election period is on us now. Again, it ends 12/7, so December 7th it's over. But right now the time is really when people kind of reflect on how has my plan worked for me this year. Maybe I want to make a change going into 2017, and of course a big part of that decision oftentimes is picking a new primary care provider or PCP. So what we really like to encourage people to do, and again the analogy I use is sometimes you're shopping for a car, you drive 2 or 3, you might look at 5 or 6 houses before you make a choice. As an educated consumer, you really need to go into some offices and meet the provider. See, do they have a team-based approach? In other words, what I want to find out is, if my health care is at stake and maybe the dominoes go down or something happens, how are you going to surround me and let's go get after this thing, right? So that's an important thing to know.
Yeah, kind of kick the tires, so to speak.
Absolutely, you bet, you bet.
All right, what are some of the questions that we should be asking when we're checking out a facility?
Well, I think a couple of things that really come to mind are, do I maybe have some chronic conditions? Oftentimes as we age, that's not a surprise that that's what starts happening. So maybe if you have something going on, you might want to say, so tell me, doctor, how do you deal with this typically? What are some of your methodologies, maybe some specialized training or something like that that's going to help me, again, if I have some issues, or look, I'm here, but I really want to get to my maximum optimum health. What are you going to do for me, and what is your team going to do for me to get me there?
So it sounds like you really need to figure out your goals.
Yes.
And then educate,
yes.
right?
Yep,
All
absolutely.
right, and you'll help us do that, right?
Absolutely. Come see Humana and we'll do it.
All right, well, you have the lucky mom and dad.
Thank you.
All right, here's more information. Well, for more information on finding the right care for you and your family, contact Humana at 1-800-552-0771, or you can go to humana.com/transforminghealth. And for more information about Iora Primary Care, call 602-223-1876 or visit ioraprimarycare.com.